fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirei here, and well, quite a bit of things have happened since the last part. Now, Momo, 2 months into Deku's training, she found exactly why it was so intense. Deku's putting her through a heavily modified version of Kirei training. If Deku did not modify this training regimen for her, she would most likely either collapse from exhaustion every day or nearly die. Now, Momo, she was very confused. Why is this training so hard? That's what she was thinking. But she wasn't going to give up. She basically already paid Deku the fight with All Might. And right now, it sucks, but she's got to make it through this. Deku, he at least has showed that he will train with her. He does combat train her, and try to give her pointers and advice. It does make her feel better about this though. Deku is at least providing some way to encourage her. She will get to fight him, but sometimes the match doesn't even last her 5 minutes, and she wants to get it to draw out longer. Now, Mina, she actually offered to help Momo by teaching her the loan. And Momo, yeah, she was actually quite cautious at first. However, after research from Mina, she might start using or at least trying to learn this ability, since she's been around for the classes that do at least teach it. However, she never really got it going properly. Now, with that being said, Deku, he did actually start to meet All Might. Deku heading home to the dojo, where he does meet Small Might. Now, Deku and this man, whenever they do meet up, the man, he does actually ask Deku to please take a walk with him. Now, Deku, he does oblige. As one of the two are actually out and about, All Might, he does find a place where the two might be able to be alone. And whenever he does find it, he actually starts talking to Deku. Young man, I have a question for you. What is it? Would you be able to control your Kirei urges? Well, I don't know. I have a pretty good handle on them right now. I have to meditate a lot, but right now I'd say I'm good. The problem is if I get into a really intense fight. Alright. That is concerning. Why is that, All Might? Well, I know that Kureis, they have an unnaturally fast healing response than a normal human. Where a human would take months to heal, Kureis can take a few weeks, correct? That would be correct, All Might. It's something in our blood, the endorphins. Along with that, there's also the fact that, well, a lot of Kureis, we can sustain lethal injury and almost heal perfectly. What? Now, All Might, he did not know that last part. Wait, so you're saying that if you were to suffer an injury like mine, it's possible for me to heal. I'd probably at least be able to manage. I'd have to cut down my training a bit, but for most Kirei, that wouldn't really be too much. I would have to go through our healing techniques and probably even surgeries. But at the same time, I'd still be good. You're serious? Yes, All Might, I am. Now, All Might, he's not really too sure to respond to that. Okay. So apparently Curies have healing factors. How horrifying. Now, All Might he does at least confide in Deku about One for All, explaining to him that he would like to give him a quirk. A quirk? That doesn't make sense. Young man, you need to understand. I can pass down an ability called my quirk One for All. If I pass it down to you, you will have the strength of the next generation, along with the previous ones behind it. You are the next generation. Now, Deku, he does feel reminded of those words. Deku, he's the next generation of the Kirei, the next evolution. All Might, what you're asking me to do, I know. I myself don't really like it. It seems too risky. I don't like your Kirei nature. However, you have shown to be docile the most. Docile? Calmer. I see. Now, All Might does at least try to explain to Deku. He's going to get a few things set up, and he would like to put Deku through his own form of training. Now, Deku, he doesn't really understand this. However, All Might he does explain. It's not going to be physical training. It's more like going to be mental. It's all going to be mental. If Deku can show that he's calm and does pass through his test, he will give him the power. However, if he does not, he's going to find somebody else to take on his power. Now, Deku, he's just kind of caught off guard by this. The idea of a quirk? That's not natural for a Kirei. His cousin has one. Most female Kireis have one. Most men, they don't. There are exceptions. There's probably got to be at least one Kirei with a quirk somewhere. And then there's Deku. The idea of him possibly being the first, it's insane. Now, Deku does try to think. With the power All Might possesses, if he takes it on, he can be unstoppable. It just seems so... What the hell? No. Deku, he does at least tell All Might. He's going to be thinking about this. This is a lot to process. And All Might, he actually has a lot more understanding. As he does tell Deku to please at least give him a call back, as he does hand him a piece of paper, telling him that if he does decide to take on his power, then he is going to at least need to call him back. And they can start the mental training immediately. Now, it was quite surprising to Deku, as he does actually do a few things. He does actually go and head back to Momoyaru's manor, as all the girls, they were somewhat just hanging out after the exercises for the day. Them washing up in the bathroom, or at least the large bathhouse she does have there, and someone just trying to relax before some of them do decide to go home. Now, whenever Deku he did arrive, Momo was actually informed by a maid that Mr. Kirei has arrived, and Momo, she was kind of caught off guard by this. However, Deku, yeah, he doesn't really have a lot of people he can talk to, and Momo, she was just caught off guard by it. As Deku basically did walk in to a room and wait, she did actually just find it to be kind of curious. They have the day off tomorrow, so why is Deku back? The intense training for today is already over. Now, after Momo does change into some clothes, and the other girls, they actually do have some clothes put out for them, Deku, he is waiting. Momo finally walking in, as she has at least have a towel, well, on her shoulders. Asking exactly, why did he come back? I have a question. Okay, what is it? If you had the ability to get a quirk, would you take it? What? Hang on, what? I mean, probably, depending on the quirk. That's what I thought. Why? Well, I'm curious. All Might offered me a quirk. Wait, what? Yeah. Momo should just walk over and sit down, asking Deku exactly what does he mean by that. Exactly what I said. All Might offered me his power. Apparently, if I do take it on, I can be quite powerful. However, he's worried about my family. Your family? Yes, the Kirei clan. Now, Momo, she's actually very curious. She's heard Deku talk about them. They're famous bodyguards, a famous bodyguard family, right? Exactly why would All Might be worried about that? If anything, that should be encouraged. Deku's family, they work this way. They've, well, been protecting people for even before heroes have been around, right? Now, Momo should at least express that to Deku. Deku looking at her confused before someone almost laughing. Explaining to her that, no, the Cure's they aren't bodyguards. Hmm? Then what is a Cure exactly? Now, you do actually have all the other girls who are standing outside the door. And they actually did skip the part where they heard about the quirk about All Might. Hmm? Well, the Cure's were bounty hunters, essentially. What? We're assassins. We train since birth to kill. We have techniques completely suited for killing. And really, many generations of us have spilled so much blood. It's insane. Now, this actually catches Momo off guard. She's not being trained by some bodyguard family. She's being trained by an assassin? Wait, so what does that make you? You're a killer then, aren't you? Hmm? I haven't killed in years. But you have killed. Yes, I have. But that's my family. I didn't know any better, actually. It seems strange to say, but I think I've grown a conscience. No. Momoshi can tell by Deku's expression. He seems a little stressed. And even then, he seems to be, well, feeling remorse. He killed somebody. And he never felt remorse for years until now? No. Momoshi actually is very concerned. Deku seems to be, well, human. He's actually just a human. He's not some deranged psychopath like his family. No. Momoshi has at least tried to put that in a very kind way. Deku, he is feeling remorse, and that he does know killing is wrong. So that does at least show that he's made a lot more improvements. He may have been a bad person before, but the fact that he hasn't killed in years does show signs he's made improvements. Now, Deku, yeah. He does at least somewhat think that that's a good idea, as he does actually try to make the decision. Go through All Might's training and get the quirk, or possibly pawn off the power to somebody else. However, Deku, he also is at least trying to think about the situation. An opportunity literally just fell into his lap. In fact, he's trying to just hand it over to him. All Might's trying to give Deku his power. All Might's power was already supposed to be added to the Kirei clan. Through his genes, yeah, but this is still a good improvement. All Might, he's gonna give Deku the power of All Might. And Deku can bring that into the Kirei clan. In the long run, this could benefit everybody. Deku's family, they can probably go through another evolution, another jump in strength. It's quite insane. There's one day that Deku's children, they can possibly add on to the Kirei legacy. Now, Deku is trying to think about this all, and he does actually decide on it. Now, With that being said, Deku, he actually does at least tell Momo that he's going to need to take a break from her training. And Momo, she's kind of confused. Deku trying to explain to her that he's going to go train with All Might. And that he will come back once he's done. It should not take very long. Now, Deku, he does at least lay a few things out. As he does start texting her phone number and informing her that she does need to start doing these things upon the next few months. And Momo, after she does receive the large amount of text, she does actually somewhat freeze for a second. What Deku is basically telling her to do is literally double or almost even triple her training after changing some of it around. And that's kind of bad. Now, Deku does at least express to her that she does need to start training with Kirishima and them. Go against them, and then, whenever he does come back, he will actually train her for the final month, if he isn't back soon enough. Now, Momo, she does not kind of accept these terms. Okay, that's good, but why does she feel a little jealous? Why does she feel a little sad? This guy's gonna get his own power. Yeah, he's quirkless right now, but still. He's a monster already. Does he even really need it? Now, Deku, he does leave. As whenever he does go to walk out of the room, he does actually hear footsteps walk away. Deku opening the door as he does turn his head, seeing the three girls go running around the corner. Now, Deku, he does actually decide to turn a blind eye to this, walking the other direction as he does leave. Now, with that being said, Deku, he does actually decide to head home and somewhat just meditate. Now, Deku, he's well aware of what will happen if he does take on One for All. Many things could go on. If it gets out there that Deku, he has this power among the Kirei, then it would put more spotlight on him already than there was. Deku's shown he can take out the apex of the Kirei, Ryan. Which means Ryan, he might increase his own training regimen. And Deku already knows that. However, if Ryan were to discover Deku has a quirk, Ryan would probably go apeshit. His uncle's already unstable. His uncle is already a psycho. And he's well aware of this. In fact, even his grandfather does not trust Ryan to lead the Kirei. And he just doesn't know. There's something going to happen. Deku feels it in his gut. People are going to have to take sides pretty soon. And if all does go well, Deku, he might reach the age where he can take on the Kirei leadership. If not, however, Ryan will. And Ryan will just drive them into the ground. If Deku were to rise against him then, while he's the leader, it would be seen as insubordination. And Deku knows it. Sure, he is stronger, but Ryan, he's older. He would be seen as more wiser, more experienced. And people, they're terrified of that man. He would lead through fear. Now, you do actually have the next morning, where Deku, he does wake up. And he does start talking to All Might and at least getting things ready. Now, it's very simple, the training. All Might, he does actually want to try and get Deku to quell that fighting spirit he does have. Whatever that thing he used was in their first battle, where he nearly killed him, he's going to be a bit more cautious with it. All Might's going to go at Deku with about 70% of One for All. And if Deku, he does actually show he can control it, he'll try to lower himself down if he does feel safe. He wants to actually accurately gauge Deku. If he can find a spot where Deku can fight on par with him, then he'll at least want to know exactly how this boy does stand. Now, with that being said, this does go on. Deku at least trying to use the removal, and All Might actually seeing Deku seem a bit more unhinged a bit. He does show that he can remain calm in this form, but it does look to be a little straining or difficult on him. However, whenever All Might is expressed to Deku to use that other form, and Deku does so, it does seem like Deku, he nearly does go full wide open out the door. Now, All Might, he does find it intriguing. For days on end, it just is the same cycle. Deku trying to relentlessly attack and nearly kill All Might, while All Might, he does just pile drive Deku into the dirt. Deku rushing before getting pile drived again. Over and over, rinse and repeat. And you do actually have Deku, who he does feel the war going on in his head. He can feel it. There's something there. He feels like there's still something restraining him, and he doesn't understand what it is. That chain might be the only thing linking him to humanity. And for right now, Deku, he needs it. He needs to put more and more of those chains on. But he doesn't know why. Why does he feel so much better like this? Is it because the Kirei are natural-born psychopaths? Natural-born killers? Natural-born murderers? He just feels conflicted. The morals he's grown versus the instincts he's followed. Now, with that being said, we do actually have Momo, who, as the weeks do drag on and do go on, she does actually start to increase that regiment, going into the next step that Deku has talked about. Now, whenever that did show that it was very difficult, and it did start to at least not really show very much improvement, especially now that she doesn't have the encouragement of combat training with Deku, she does actually decide to make a phone call. Now, Momo, she does actually call up Deku's cousin. If I believe her name is Saki, if I remember correctly. Now, Saki, she's actually very surprised. She hasn't heard from Momo in nearly 2 years, 3 years maybe? And the last time she saw her, she barely got her into training. Now, Momo, she would explain the situation. She's trying to train to get into UA. And for right now, she is encountering difficulties with with the routine, there we go, Deku has made for her. Now, Momo, she does actually offer to pay her some money if she does actually give her a hand and help her with combat training. Now, Saki, she does actually find this to be a little much better. However, the money, she does actually ask for a little bit more. Momo, she does agree to these terms, and she also does explain that she's also trying to learn the technique known as the loan, along with that there are actually 3 other individuals with quirks who do know the technique with her, that she is currently training alongside. Now, Saki, she actually does have a grin form on her face, as she does talk about how she can be in town tomorrow, or even the day after tomorrow if she does actually start packing now. And Momo, she actually does agree to these terms. Now, with that being said, Saki, she does actually go back to her business, cleaning the blood off of her hands as she does go to leave. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.